Hi everyone, it's Robin. I participated in the current card swap, November card swap, over at Life on the Scrapbeach that's hosted by Belinda Akers. Hi Belinda. I made some Christmas cards, and because it's my favorite cards to make, and that was the theme. There were a couple other alternatives, but I went ahead and went with the Christmas cards. I went with a very non-traditional layout though. My card is 4 inches by 5.5, so it's not your typical A2 size card, and it's actually a pocket card. So the insert comes out and you can stamp your sentiment and then write your message, and you actually get a full back sheet too. I know a lot of us that mail our Christmas cards send them to people that aren't on our regular communications list. we sometimes only talk to them at Christmas time and maybe want to write a little bit extra update on the family or whatever. So that gives you extra space to do that. And what's holding it together is this organza ribbon, and what's holding the ribbon in place is this sentiment that I adhered down with dimensionals, so it's not going anywhere. I mean, it's secure there. And I cut these out using my nestabilities, the circle and then the scallop. And then the stamp is just a stamp from Hobby Lobby in their holiday collection. I think I've shared it before. It's just called Christmas Crafts, and it looks like this. So I embossed this, and then I used the technique second generation stamping to do the snowflake, and that is in Weather Vane. And then the red is the chili powder ink, and also this sentiment here is the chili powder. I added a little piece of bling right here, and then at the bottom, modern label punch, word window punch, and then Stampin' Up! Teeny Tiny Wishes stamp set. So that's the card outside, and then inside, all I did was adhere part of the pattern paper up here. I used the corner chomper and the scallop to make the decorative edging. And then, of course, I used my 40% off coupon at Hobby Lobby to get that. So I hate to pay full price for anything. It's just not as fun. Anyway, this sentiment here came from I Break for Stamps, and it is from my favorite sentiment set that I think is just so versatile, and you guys see me use it so much. But there's just so many different occasions and so many different holidays represented, and just special days, and so it's fantastic. I love it. And if you're interested, it's called Inspirational Phrases, item number D6, and you can save 10% off on this using my personal discount, Save 10 Robin, if you would like to add that to your collection. So that is my card, the matching envelope here, just with the same reindeer. And I'm going to go ahead and, because a lot of us do mass produce cards during Christmas, or even for gifts and stuff, to make a bunch of pre-made cards to give as a gift, so the recipient can have all different occasions. Maybe they're not a card maker, or maybe just don't have time, whatever. So they make great gifts, and mass producing them can be such a time saver. So I was just going to share with you really quickly how I put this card together. Not the whole thing, just the base. And so I will be right back. Alright, so I'm going to be making some Thanksgiving cards, and I can make 3 4-inch by 5.5-inch folded, scored cards from one 12 by 12 sheet. And then I can make 6 card front layers using 1 sheet of pattern paper, and I was just going to share that with you really fast, hopefully really fast. So I'm going to set my pattern paper aside, get in my paper trimmer here, and I'm going to just take off 1 inch. It's probably easier to just go ahead and open up the paper trimmer, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and just put it at 11 to take off 1 inch, rather than try and fumble around behind this guide to take off the inch. So, okay. And then you can discard this, or you can use it to, like I did here, I just used it to punch out my sentiment backer. So, okay, but you're not going to need that for this. Alright, so now you're going to take your paper, you just trimmed off one side here, you're going to rotate that, and let me close my trimmer extension. Now you're going to put this in your trimmer at 4 inches, and just cut, and you're going to do that again. That's going to give you your 3 cards. Alright, so going to put this aside, or if you use the scoring blade, you can go ahead and put that in right now. I'm going to grab my scoring tool. All right, so first, before I use my scoring tool, I'm going to go ahead and punch a decorative edge on one side of this. So I put it in here, and I'm going to fast forward this. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and score our card and get our scoring tool out. And you're going to score that at 5.5 inches, which is right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, so at 5.5 inches. I'm sorry, I should have mentioned that the edge you just punched, let me see if I can get it in screen here. The edge you just punched is going to be along the 0 here. And then you're going to also score that at 3/4 of an inch. Okay? So let me zoom back out so you can see. Alright, so you see how this is the bottom of your card, and this is the front bottom of your card? Okay. Get this out of the way, and we're going to go ahead and burnish our score lines. Okay, and then that one, okay, so I just folded it in half, and now we're going to fold this one forward where our scallop is, or whatever edge punch you've used. We're going to go ahead and burnish that forward so it looks like this. Okay, so we're going to set this aside for just a moment and cut our pattern paper. Now I switched the pattern paper that we're using. I decided to use the Harvest Gathering. I wanted a little bit more bling bling. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim that down to 4 inches. You can get 6 cards out of one sheet. And 4 inches. And we're going to turn it, and we're going to trim it at 4 1/4. And you're going to trim 6 of these, or however many you'd like. Okay, this is extra. You can use this later to embellish your card. Okay, so 4 1/4. Put this one aside. And then the last one. Let's turn it this way. The perforation was the other way, so that's why I switched it. And last one, 4 1/4. Set this one aside for later and move my paper trimmer. Okay, so now you would ink around the edges if you'd like, and I'm using Vintage Photo. And DCWV paper is so thick. I'm making funny noises. Alright, now take your card base back in here. Move these ones out of the way because I'm just going to do the one card sample. Alright, so now we're going to apply adhesive around all 4 sides. And just adhere that to the front of our card at the bottom, starting at the bottom where the fold is. See, here's the fold. That should be nice and flush. Okay, and then now we're going to apply adhesive right here along the edge. And that is going to hold our scallop down. Go ahead and just stick that down with your bone folder. Okay, so at this point, this is what we have. And now we're going to tie our ribbon around the card. And I have this really pretty ribbon from Hobby Lobby. I'm just going to, actually, I'm not going to tie a bow, I'm going to tie a knot. Okay, my scissors. Could mess with that knot a little bit more, but I'm just going to leave it as is just for the sample. Okay, so at this point, this is what you have, and you can make your decorative corners or round them or whatever you'd like to do. I'm using my corner chomper, the purple one, which is a scallop and cloud. And okay, so here's your card. And then the only thing left to do is to trim an insert, which mine is 3 3/4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And then again, I've used the corner chomper on the sides, and then stamp your sentiment, slide it in, and you have a very quick card that doesn't use a lot of supplies. One 12 by 12 will give you 3 cards, and then one piece of pattern paper will make you enough for at least 6 cards. And then of course you have all this extra that you can use to decorate your insert. And if it's double-sided paper you're using, of course you can flip it over, add a little bit to the top here like I did on my swap card. And you can even add some to the bottom as well. So anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Bye-bye.